Hello guys, how are you? So I don't like to waste time, so let's get to it. This is lovely being you, and it is lovely being you, the individual that God made you, and granted you in being. So a woman takes this job, working in the office, cleaning up, and she notices that every evening that she comes to clean up, there's a woman who goes into the office bathroom. And she's annoyed because she feels as though she shouldn't have to clean up behind this individual woman. What she seems to have forgotten is when she took on this job of cleaning this office, that bathroom is a part of this environment. That bathroom is a part of the office work that she has to do. And no matter who goes in and out of that bathroom, that is a part of her job description. So she gets annoyed. So she notices that the woman, before she goes into the ladies' room, she's sitting at the desk and she's dozing off. And she notices that every evening that she comes through there, the woman is dozing off at her desk. So she decides she's going to rattle her keys to disturb the woman's sleep. So the woman will hurry up and get into that bathroom and do whatever she needs to do and leave. She wants the woman to leave already. This is her job, and she wants to hurry up and do it so she can get home on time as well. But her job doesn't have a time description in it. Basically, she comes in at 5 o'clock in the evening, and she is to leave when the job is done. If that woman goes into that bathroom and the bathroom it doesn't look clean the following morning, she believes that the person might not see her as a good worker or a good employee, and she might be fired. So it annoys her that this woman does this every day. So one day, she decides to rattle her keys while walking past the woman's office, and the woman asks her to come in. And she says, yes. And she says, I noticed that when I doze off each day, you rattle your keys. I find this to be very disturbing. If I fall off to sleep, it's because I work very hard, and I don't necessarily get the rest I need. When I get home, I have a lot to do. So the woman looks at her and she says, well, I got a lot to do myself, and I don't understand why you have to stay so late anyway. You're interfering in my job. And she says, oh, why is that? She said, because as long as you're here, I don't know when you're going to go into the bathroom, and you're going to ruin the bathroom. Then when the manager comes in the next day, he's going to fire me because you've used the bathroom and it doesn't look like I've kept it clean or that I even cleaned it. And she says, okay, well, I feel like you have a very strong opinion. However, did you not realize that I was your boss? When I come in here and I do my job, this is something that I do because I do this for work. But I own this company. Did you not realize that? The woman at the end of the discussion was fired. And she was forced to go home and tell her husband that she was not going to be able to work at that job any longer. The message that God was giving her was very clear, that this is not the job you're supposed to be doing. This is not what you were sent here to do. When God blesses us with a job, that is an option, but it's not necessarily what He wants us to do. You have the gift of dissension. You have the gift of opportunity. You have the gift of option. So God gives you plenty of options, but that's not necessarily your purpose in life. You see, in another story, a woman goes on YouTube, and people see and watch her on YouTube, and they see it as an easy job. So when they go to do it, they go on YouTube and do many of things. They might not be given that job. God might be giving them an option. But when God gives you options and He gives you talents, you are to apply those talents where they are supposed to be met. If you're copying out after someone else's job and you're doing something that someone else was gifted to do, that's not what God gave you that option to do. That's why we need to pray before we do it. Pray over the situation firsthand so that you know this is your gift. This is your job. This is what God gave you to do. And now you can do it with honor. You can do it with love. You can do it with pleasure because this was your gift that God gave you. When you love yourself, you're going to embrace each job. And although you might end up making the mistakes along the way, that's okay because that is what God has given you the option of doing. You're going to make mistakes along the way. And when you find out that this is what God has placed upon you to do, then you can be even more so thankful for it and you can do it with pleasure. Just remember that God loves you. And remember that in love we learn and we grow. It is so lovely being you. You have a beautiful day.